Good evening, everyone. My name is Walter James, and I'll be taking us on a tour on how to design this football poster that you are seeing here, UEFA Champions League football poster. I know most of us are football fans. Let's go on this tour on Photoshop. Alright, so first things first, I'll open my Photoshop. I already have where my resources are, which is, as you can see here. So I will just go to my Photoshop. If you want to get the resources, there is a link that will be dropped on this YouTube video. In this YouTube video, the comment section, please do well to click on it, and so that you can access all these resources that are made available. So I'll go to my Photoshop application. I open it. I've already opened it. So I create new. First things first, I'm gonna put in the title of this design, which is UEFA design. Then I'm using a width of 1080 and height of 1350, resolution 300. Just follow everything that you see on your screen and create. Voila, there we have it. So you can maximize and minimize with Ctrl plus and Ctrl minus. First things first, I'm gonna deal with my background. I always love starting with backgrounds. So how I developed that was I unlocked this, just clicking on that unlock button. Then I went to my blending option in my layer panel, layer options as it were, and then added a layer style with gradient overlay. Alright, okay, I already have it handled. So I just need to edit this, make this 8, I think 8 or thereabout. So when you click here, we're using 673484 for the color code on the end. Then this one, which is 8% location, we're using color code of 290E59, and at this end, which is the blue, we have 061BA8. Alright, so I guess you have been able to do that also. Just follow what you see here, angle of 137, scale up to 150. Okay, so the next thing we're going to bring in is I think is every other aspect of the background. So I'll go to where my resources are, alternate tab to access it, and I think the next thing that we have there is, I think, a UEFA logo, but I only use this one. I don't think I'll use this one. I'll use this, and I also get this, all the aspects. I'll start with the first aspect and this, then I'll take them to my workspace and drop. Alright, click yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'll just arrange them as they are. Bring this down, because this, if you check from the reference, you find out that take this up a little bit, and I also Ctrl T to transform and reduce it a little bit. Okay, and this also here. I think you just leave the size of this, just increase it a little bit also on the sides. Alright, so the next thing, I'm just gonna change the blending options of each and every one of them. So this was soft lights. Alright, as you can see, it was soft lights. No, not overly soft lights. This guy was also soft lights, and this guy was luminosity. So wow, you can see it's already coming out of play. So for this guy, with this as I'm calling him a guy, for this particular picture that you see here that I turned to luminosity, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to create a layer max. You come to your layer options and click on the third button here, add layer max. Then I select my brush, I make sure my foreground color, which is down here, is turned to black, and I begin to just shade it. I make sure the opacity is 100, and I begin to create it, as you can see. So I shade it in, shade it in, shade it in, shade it in, shade. I just want to make sure that those lights show. I'm a fan of lights. Alright, I press V, then I move this a little bit and arrange this. So it was a little bit shabby at the background, but don't worry, as we are designing, you're gonna see the magic. I promise you that. So let's go to picking our next resource. I think it's a ball. Before that, I would group everything, but I want everything to be on a background, static background, so I can know that I'm done with everything concerning the background. So I'll pick up my shape tool and create an ellipse. All right, I will not use this. I'll just go straight to my blending options, my layer style, and I select gradient overlay. I'm gonna change this to a quick gradient. Take this out. We're just dragging it out of the way. Select this, and I think it's 6B9 E9. Okay, and this other end I think was 002 EFF. Okay, and my angle was 90 degrees. So I go to filter, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur, rasterize, and I think I increase it a little bit in order for it to come out so shiny, and there we have it, and we're good to go. So it's at the middle, so everything out is all set. I'm gonna put this together. Put control, select everything from the top, hold shift to the bottom, hold shift, then control G. I call this main background. Let's use BG. Main background. Alright, the next thing I'm gonna bring in is, if you check the background, find that there's a ball at the end. So I'm gonna bring in that ball now into the workspace, drag it, and I think I'll reduce it a little bit because it's too big. Come on, I want to take all the whole screen, and I will rotate it a little bit. Control T, then just toggle the side to rotate. Filter, blur, motion blur. I reduce it a little bit, so 30. Then let's leave it as 50. Okay. I think it's contradicting, or it's having a form of clash with this UFR, so I'm going to select this, select layer, and go to this guy here, this particular guy, and I reduce him a little bit to 52 in order for there to be balance. Alright, so there we have it. We are all set. So I'm going to, after I found out that this is clashing with the ball, I'm going to add a layer mask to this ball. So I add a layer mask, make sure my foreground is black, then I reduce this using the square brackets, and I just hit it a little bit so that they will be balanced, so that when I'm putting in layers. And I also do it for this stadium. Make sure this is set to layer. I check the stadium, and I create a layer mask too. I bring in my brush tool, and I also edit this. Don't worry, it looks like, what's this guy doing? Don't worry, it's part of manipulation though, but this one I'm doing is shabby V, so we are good to go. The next thing I'm gonna bring in is I think the cup. There's a cup, UEFA Champions League cup, so I'm gonna bring it in right now. So there we have it. Bring it in. I don't want it to be in this group, so I'll drag it up to this point here, and I'll change this back to group. So here we have our cup. Don't worry about blending anything concerning the cup, just reduce it, Control T, reduce it a little bit. Then I'll go to image, adjustments, color balance, and I'll try to blend it a little bit. So you move this to the side. You know, it's all blue, and cyan. I want blue, cyan, blue, cyan. Okay. Move this, just move the cyan and the blue to the end. Then I think we're good to go. So you see, it has a kind of bluish effect now. So the next thing we're gonna be doing is bringing all our players. So I'm just gonna click them all in. We have what's his name? Darwin Nunes, Oshimen, Lewandowski, again, Mbappe, and the rest of them. I'll just select them. Time for arrangement. I'll just go Control Plus. Wow, look at how Bellingham is looking so cute in this picture. Okay, I will just start reducing, putting them in place. Reduce. Click on Kane. Control T. Flip horizontal. Oshimen is still there. Okay. Just make sure this is auto select each and every one of them, and we'll be working also with our layers, so we know which one is on top and which one. Now the layers, anyone that is on top, this tops up, comes up a little bit, you know that he's gonna precede the other layer as you see on the screen. So I brought Saka up, you see what happens. So I would reduce him to, because you see he's the same size, then still hold Ctrl T, right click and flip horizontal, so that he would fill in where he is supposed to be. Okay, I think one person is missing, so I'm gonna select, see Mbappe here, so I'll bring him up, I'll bring him to the front, so I'll just drag him up to this point and I'll reduce him to the required size and drag, and there we have it. I'll still work on, you still have to work on the arrangement. And Darwin Nunes is by the side. And this guy that is hiding, I'll bring him up a little bit to the side and take him to this side. He's beneath Bellingham, so Ctrl T, right click and flip horizontal as you see on the picture, and reduce the size and bring him a little bit down. I think it's above Bellingham. Then Haaland, you select Haaland, you bring him upward, bring him upward again. Okay, he's beneath Kane. Ctrl T and drag. Okay, Ctrl Plus. Is anybody missing? Yeah, someone is missing. I think it's Lewandowski. So you just check on your layer. See him here. Drag him upward. Sorry, this is confusing. And now bring him a little bit down. I think he's beneath Kane, and that's it. So we've almost done all the arrangements. Just need to do the arrangements as you see in the picture. So I'll just do some arrange them very well. And there was one small guy, so that one is the top. It just completes everything, completes the equation. So I think that guy, you don't even need to. So use the guy as your representative. Drag, bring it down. One way to know is their faces will be the same. Just make their faces to match. Alright, we are done with just the arrangement. So you check very well, find out that we have to make them a little bit smaller, but an easier way to do it is just to, because now we've gotten the correct arrangement, we just have to select the last player on this pane. Okay, let's shift it a little bit by the side here. So select the last player, select the top player with shift, hold shift and select this, hold shift, select this, and Control G. I call these players. Sorry. And now Control T and reduce them to size. And no, we are working with the cup, so reduce them to the size of the cup. So you see, as you see on the picture, you see, oh my god, they came out just right. I think the cup is a little bit bigger, so let's increase the cup a little bit. Okay, increase the cup a little bit so we can have something equal. Remember, we're working with highlights. Okay, let me put in my rulers so that I can actually know where and where. So you drag it from the side too, and so you can really know what you're doing. Just drag it to the side, and this too working. Yeah. So voila, we have it. Just put everything in place. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is for our players, we're going to make them to pop a little bit. And how we are gonna do that is by duplicating the group, the layers they are having the players, the group. So I'll do it Control J1 and Control J2. Then the top one I just merge it using Control E. Then I invert it Control I. I go to my blend mode and select vivid lights. And I go to filter, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur. Then I select 15 and I press OK. OK. Then I will Control E in both of them. Then I would select the underline layer. Then I would click on Control E. Then go to image, go to adjustment, go to use saturation, then reduce the saturation to -100. Press OK. Then go to blend mode again and press overlay. Now I reduce the overlay to 50. Wow. So you can see that, ouch, wow, they really popped. They popped. So I'll press OK, and I think I'll group it again. I'll just click on this. Make sure you can see the difference between both of them. One is more sharper with more contrast. Then I would click the underline one, press Ctrl G and name it Players Edited. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just going to blend them into the background, and how I'm gonna do that is, because you see in this downside is maybe this scattered, I'll just click on my layer max as usual, then pick my brush 2, then increase it a little bit, and I'll just make sure my foreground is set to black, and I will clean through. Make sure you have the edges cleaned. The edges cleaned. Alright, so I'm going to still do some cleanup, and I would, in order for some edges to show, I will bring this down, just clean it a little bit. Hope you're watching what I'm doing. So you can find out that let's reduce this. You can reduce your brush so that you can get the edges more correctly. Ctrl Z to go back. To get some edges correctly. Control plus. Okay, you see that the cup is actually having something, so I'm just gonna also create a layer mask for the cup, which is here, and I'll choose my brush, and I'll also change the foreground to black, and I wipe that out so that you can have a clear cloth. So that's what we have here. What do we have here? So we're almost done, but there's one more, a little thing we're still gonna do to make this blend. So I'm just gonna pick up this, I'll change this to layer, pick up my main background, which is down here, Ctrl J, then drag it upward here. Then I will change it to smart object. Then I will do what we call a create clipping mask, I'll change the blend mode to sublight, then change the opacity to 52. Let's make it 30. I would also toggle it so that I can finish every other thing. So the next thing that we're gonna put in is our logo and our text, and now we are done with it. So I'll bring in our logo for Champions League and drop and decrease the size. I go to FX, color overlay, make it white, and that's okay. Then the next thing I'm gonna put in is London. I'm using Champions font for London. So I'll just type it there. Caps lock London 2024. London 2024. Then I'll choose my font Champions. With a spacing of 200. And let's make it 6. And drag it to the middle. I think we should even increase this to, let's say, 500 spacing to make it more. Okay, there we have it. Then I'll put a rectangle to crown it all up. I think I did a stroke for that. No shade and this. So I removed the color fill and put in only stroke from the properties and drag it to the side. And there we have it. So next thing we're gonna put in for the text is Road to Finals. Road to Finals. And the font we use for that is Captain America. And reduce this to 0. And I think the font is 48. It's too much. 40. 30. So we have something like this. Road to there. So not finals. Road to there. Then an italics. I think the spacing. Let's use the spacing of 25 at least. 50 at least. Those are 75. V. So there we have it. Then I would give it a fix of bevel and emboss. Still using our layer style. Bevel and emboss, then contour. Okay. I think for the bevel and emboss, we have the inner bevel chisel head depth of 725. Okay, let's use a depth of 95. 95. And a size of 3 and soften of 1. And angle of minus, okay. Let's use this. Let's use the highlight mode of 0000, okay. Black. Change this to 50. Okay. Let's check that again. Okay, A7, A7, A7. Okay, down. Then outer glow. We're using outer glow of white. Opacity is okay. Opacity of 40. This is opacity of 40 and And I think every other thing is okay. We're good to go. Okay, then the next thing, I'm gonna Ctrl J to duplicate it, to bring it down, and text, and change this to find house. What I'll just do is just increase it to the size of this other one I have here. So there we have it. Then I'll reduce this size to reduce the spacing to 50. Increase it again. Alright. V, I'll move it to the left. Move it to the left. So we have it here. Alright. So there we have it. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit this. So first of all, rasterize the layer, rasterize type, go to pick up my polygonal lasso tool, right click here, pick up polygonal lasso tool, and just draw by the side to cut it off. Then Ctrl X, then I create a new layer, click in here, then Ctrl V. So I press V, bring it down a little, take it to the size, make it to fit in. Then I go back to make it bevel and emboss. The setting will already be there, so you don't need to set again, and just also click on outer glow to make everything. Then I would click on both using Control, then Control E to make them one layer, then convert them to smart object, then Control J to convert them, then reduce the fill, then go to click on stroke, and the color would be color, and then change it to yellow. Let's say yellow or white, yellow, a little bit of yellow. FFFCC8, CC8, FFFCC8, FFFCC8, something like that. Then V, then I just move it with my arrows to the left. Put the both of them together. Then Control E to join both and convert them to smart objects. So there we have it, and the last thing we're gonna put in is the sponsors. The sponsors, so I drag it, and drop. So just drag them down. So in order to put everything in place, just have to do a little bit of editing in order for everything to fit into the screen. That means I need to reduce something, so I'll reduce my players, reduce the players, okay, change back to group, reduce the players, and reduce the cup, I think a little bit, okay, just drag it up a little bit so that I can have some space. Then I drag up my text a little bit. Alright, I guess we're seeing it clearly. Let's drag it up a little bit. Then I will bring up my sponsors up a little bit too. Okay, voila, that's where we have it. And the last thing is the last thing, I promise, is a little bit of light effect here and there. So I'll just bring them in, and when I bring them, I just filter, blur, cushion blur, make it shiny little. I would also reduce this when it comes to put it on certain ends. Control T, reduce this a little bit, then I drag it up. Control G. So if you check very well, all of them are behind, so I'll just hold shift, hold and click on the lens flare and drag down. Don't worry, just drag down, just as if you want to touch your layer style panel, and bring it, let's say, above the cup. So that we have some form of shiny stuff over there. So I'm just gonna toggle this to put this on, and there we have it. Wow, You can see, I think I'll reduce this a little bit so that it can come up a little bit in terms of shiny effects. I'll make this 20. Alright, the next thing is I'm going to change all those lens flares to screen. So that they can be able to blend in the screen. Bring them a little bit down so that it can really bring out the light effects. You can see the players very well. And Control Save. Then go to File, Save as JPEG, JPG, Save. Yes. Okay. So let's go and see our work. Wow. So you can see what you've created. A good football poster. Alright. I hope this has helped you. Please do not forget to subscribe, click on the like button, and also share to people who might need this to help them in their design stories. So thank you very much for your time. God bless you.